Right now, as you take a step, something invisible is happening inside your body. At first, it feels simple, just movement, just walking. But deep beneath the surface, your body is making a decision. A quiet switch, a shift between two different fuel systems. One burns fast and easy, the other taps into something deeper, something stored. And most people never realize the exact moment this switch begins. Because it doesn't happen when you start walking. It happens later, when your body decides it's time. Because what happens next changes how your body uses energy entirely. Inside your body, energy isn't random, it's managed. Think of your body like a highly organized energy warehouse. There are two main storage areas. One is small, easy to access, and used quickly. This is your sugar supply, stored as glycogen. The other is massive, long-term, and more complex, your fat reserves. Now here's what most people get wrong. They assume the body just burns everything at once, but it doesn't. Your body is strategic. It chooses its fuel based on efficiency, demand, and oxygen availability. In the beginning, it always chooses the easiest option, sugar, because it's fast, because it's already prepared. But that's not the whole story. Because walking isn't just movement, it's a signal that starts to change how your body thinks about energy. In the first few minutes of walking, your body acts quickly. Muscles contract, blood flow increases, your heart rate rises just enough. And immediately your body taps into glycogen, stored sugar. Think of this like opening a small nearby storage cabinet. No delay. Your muscles start using glucose already in your bloodstream. Then they begin pulling from glycogen stored in your muscles and liver. At this stage, everything feels easy, light, effortless. But here's the part most people miss. This phase is temporary, because while you're walking, something else is quietly building. Oxygen delivery. With every step, your breathing deepens slightly. More oxygen enters your bloodstream, and your body starts preparing for a shift. Not yet, but soon. As you continue walking, your body begins to notice something. Energy demand is steady, not explosive, like sprinting, not intense, like lifting heavy weights, just consistent. And this changes everything, because your body starts asking a new question. Should I keep using fast fuel, or switch to something more sustainable? Now watch this. Your oxygen levels rise enough to support a different kind of energy production. Your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside your cells, begin to ramp up. And this is where the transition begins. Fat cannot be burned quickly without oxygen. But now, oxygen is available. So your body starts unlocking a new pathway, fat oxidation. At first, it's small, just a tiny contribution. But it's there. This is where most people stop. But this is where it starts. Because if you keep walking, the balance begins to shift. Somewhere around 10 to 20 minutes, something subtle happens. Not dramatic, not obvious, but powerful. Your glycogen stores are no longer the easiest option. They're being used, reduced, and your body, always efficient, starts relying more on fat. Now imagine this like switching from a small battery to a large fuel tank. The energy becomes more stable, more sustained. Your body begins pulling fatty acids from storage. These are released into your bloodstream, transported to your muscles, and slowly converted into usable energy. This process is slower than sugar burning, but it's far more abundant. And this is where it gets interesting, because your body doesn't fully switch. It blends. A little sugar, a little fat. But over time, fat begins to take the lead. And you don't feel this as effort. You feel it as ease, as rhythm, as flow. Now you've entered the peak phase. This is where walking transforms from simple movement into metabolic reprogramming. Your body is now efficiently using fat as a primary fuel source. Your breathing is steady. Your heart rate is controlled. Your muscles are working without strain. And deep inside your cells, fat is being broken down continuously. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't just about burning calories. It's about teaching your body how to burn fat. Every time you walk long enough to reach this phase, you're training your metabolism. You're telling your body, this is the fuel we use when things are steady. And over time, your body gets better at it, faster at switching, more efficient at burning. This is where the real change happens, not in the first 5 minutes, but in the sustained rhythm that follows. And this changes everything. But the story doesn't end when you stop walking. Because inside your body, the effects continue. Your metabolism stays elevated. Your cells remain active. Fat oxidation doesn't just shut off instantly. And your body begins adapting. It starts improving its ability to access fat faster next time. Your mitochondria become more efficient. Your blood vessels improve oxygen delivery. Your muscles become better at using fat as fuel. This is called metabolic flexibility, and it's one of the most powerful adaptations your body can develop. Now let's go deeper, because most people believe they need to keep going, force their body to burn fat. They think it's a battle, a struggle, a constant fight against their own biology. But that's not true. You're not fighting your body. You're guiding it. Your body is already designed to burn fat. It just needs the right signal. And walking, especially consistent, sustained walking, sends that signal perfectly. Not too intense, not too short, just enough to shift the system. And once that system learns, it remembers. There's research showing that low to moderate intensity movement, like walking, increases the percentage of energy your body gets from fat. Not because it burns more calories overall, but because it changes the fuel source. In some cases, after 20 to 30 minutes of steady movement, fat becomes the dominant energy contributor. And over weeks of consistency, your body begins to switch earlier, faster, more naturally. But here's the quiet consequence most people ignore. If you never reach that transition point, if your activity is always too short, too inconsistent, too rushed, your body stays dependent on sugar. It never learns to rely on fat. It never builds that metabolic flexibility. And over time, energy becomes unstable. Fat becomes harder to access, and the system stays locked in its default mode. But when you walk consistently, something changes. Your body adapts. It becomes more efficient. It starts switching to fat sooner. It preserves glycogen. It stabilizes energy levels. And slowly, almost invisibly, your entire metabolic system rewires itself. You don't notice it in a single walk. But over days, weeks, months, the shift becomes permanent. Your body becomes a better fat-burning system. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it to learn. So the next time you start walking, remember this. The beginning isn't the goal. The shift is. That quiet moment when your body stops relying on quick energy and begins tapping into something deeper. That's where the transformation lives. Your body isn't broken. It's responding to movement, to oxygen, to consistency. Walking isn't just exercise. It's a signal, a message to your body about how to use energy. And once that message is repeated enough, your body listens. Now I'm curious, what part of this process surprised you the most? Was it how long the switch takes, or how your body actually learns over time?